You're watching the LG K42 Disassembly. First, we need to remove that SIM tray. Now you need to use a hairdryer or a heat gun to heat up the back plate to loosen up the adhesive, and then you're going to use a plastic pry tool to pry the back plate off. Keep in mind on this phone, the back plate is this texturized area. So here's that back plate, and it is plastic. And you have a sheet of graphite film over here on top. There are 14 Phillips screws which need to be removed in order to remove the back housing. Once all your screws are removed, you're going to put your pry tool in between the back housing and the frame of the screen, and you're going to pop the catches all around. Once you have the back housing free from the frame of the screen, don't pull it off entirely yet because you still have your fingerprint reader cable over here attached to the main board. So you're going to lift this up just a little bit so you can disconnect your battery cable and your fingerprint reader cable. So here's your back housing, and it is plastic. You have your NFC antenna located right over here. You have your LED flash board over here. And you have your antenna flex cables with the gold contacts on top and bottom of it. Now we can go ahead and disconnect the rest of the cables. You have two wire cables over here in the corner you have to pop off. You now have 4 more Phillips screws over here on top by the cameras which need to be removed. Once those screws are removed, we can lift up and remove the main board. And here's a better look at your main board. Let's remove this plastic cover. So now we can see 2 of the cameras are connected over here, and the front facing camera is connected right here. And if you wanted to disconnect them, all you'd have to do is just pop off the connectors. You have a small piece of copper tape over here, and a secondary mic located over here on top of the board. Now on the other side of the board, you have your SIM reader and memory card reader located over here. You also have your 2 other connectors for your cameras on the back side. Your proximity sensor is located over here on top, and you have 2 copper tapes over here on the shields. Now once we peel back the copper tapes, we can see some thermal paste over here on top of this chip, as well as the processor over here. Now let's go ahead and disconnect this flex cable down here, as well as the 2 wire cables. Let's pop them off. Now there's a small catch over here in the corner of the charger port board. You have to just lift up gently and pop that catch. And then we can lift up and remove the charger port board. You have your headphone jack over here, your charger port's located over here, and both are covered with a rubber gasket. You have your primary microphone located right there. And here's a look at the other side. Now let's go ahead and remove that speaker. So here's your speaker right here. And you do have a mesh cover over it, or a filter. So as far as the battery goes, there are no easy pull tabs or adhesive pull strips, so we're going to have to pry it off the old-fashioned way by applying some heat using a hairdryer or a heat gun to the front side of the phone where the screen is, so we can loosen up the adhesive underneath the battery. And then we're going to use a plastic pry tool to pry that battery off. So here's a better look at the battery. And just to let you guys know, it was really difficult to pry this battery off. Much more difficult compared to most of the phones I've done. And here's the other side. So now taking a look at the mid frame, we have this flex cable over here which connects your subboard to your main board on top. You have your screen cable over here which is run through this opening in the mid frame. So if you ever had to replace your screen, you would have to disassemble your whole phone and remove the battery so you'd get access to the cable over here. And then you'd heat up the front of the phone where the screen is to loosen up the adhesive underneath. And then you'd pry the screen off the mid frame get your new screen, make sure you run your cable back through the opening over here, reapply it to your mid frame, and just reassemble your phone after that. So you have your vibrator motor located over here in the corner, your earpiece speakers located over here on top. You have one flex cable for your button over here on this side, and another flex cable over here for the other buttons over here. You also have a rubber gasket and filter over here on top, and one on the bottom where your microphone holes are. Alright, now it's time to put the phone back together. Once all your screws are back in place, apply new adhesive and reapply your back plate. Flip over your phone, power it on, and you're done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and click on that notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.